Cameron? Yes, so we're recording now. You saw my video about your digital model, Shudu.
I did, yeah.
How did you feel about the video?
100% honestly, like I felt that it was really professional, and the way that you kind of delivered certain points was really, I don't know, it was just really easy for me to kind of understand and take in. There were some points that I felt maybe weren't accurate in terms of some of the facts, and that's one of the reasons why I reached out to you.
Which point do you feel like wasn't accurate?
I would say the fact that I made millions from this is probably one of the biggest inaccuracies, and I've seen people say it a few times, like, I really haven't, it's not really like a money thing. I haven't made millions. I wish I had made millions, but I haven't, so that's probably one of the biggest things. Okay,
so I opened this up to my subscribers. We are very concerned about this. My channel is a pro-Black channel. I'm a Black woman, so most of my content is about the issues surrounding racism, colorism, discrimination, oppression, specifically for Black women. So most of my subscribers feel the way that I felt about Shudu, in which we felt, this is another device that will ultimately end in the erasure of real Black women. Who needs a real Black model when you have a digital model? And who needs to deal with Black women when we can communicate with a white man? So we can start from the beginning. And what was your inspiration for Shudu? Why a Black woman? Why Shudu?
So I worked as a fashion photographer for 10 years. I kind of hated where the industry was going. And I took some time out to focus on kind of what I actually wanted to do. I have a lot of things I'm interested in creatively. And one of the things that I really wanted to do was get into kind of game design and kind of character design and things like that. But I thought maybe I would have to go to university to do that. But I found a great program. I started learning myself, and I made a few different characters before I made Shudu, but I created Shudu. I was inspired by supermodels that I saw when I was growing up, Naomi Campbell, Alec Weck, Iman, and I also had a Barbie called South African Princess Barbie that inspired her creation. And I just wanted to make like a really, really beautiful image of a woman. At that time, I had no idea what impact it would have or the fact that she would go viral or anything like that. I was just focused on creating a really beautiful image of a beautiful woman.
So your inspiration for Shudu was from your love of fashion and from, you said you had a doll?
Yeah. One of South African Princess Barbie is one of very, very few actual dolls, African dolls, but I think she's incredibly beautiful.
So your position in the modeling industry, you say you were a photographer?
Yeah, I was a fashion photographer.
Okay. And in your experience, have you ever witnessed any discrimination against dark-skinned models, Black models? Have you worked with any real dark-skinned models?
Yeah, I personally have. I've traveled as far as Trinidad and Tobago to kind of work with dark-skinned models because at the time, 5 years ago, you would contact an agency and say, I want to work with a model that looks like X, Y, and Z, and they would say, well, we only have 2 of those on our book and they're out of the country or whatever. It was, unless you knew somebody that looked like that personally, kind of working with and accessing that was just something that wouldn't happen. So I was really lucky in that I did kind of work with a lot of Black models. I started my career shooting hair pieces and hair extensions for a company called Sleek, who in London took a lot of wigs and things like that. So I worked with a lot of Black models then. So that's how I kind of started my career, and that continued throughout. One of the things that really, really bothered me was that I, in my whole 10-year career, was only paid twice to shoot Black models. If I wanted to work with a Black model, it had to be kind of on my own time, but my clients were not, working with Black models. That really, really bothered me. And whenever I pitched an idea, it just was kind of batted away. So again, that's why I wanted to take a step away and find a way for me to kind of showcase my own view of beauty in my kind of way.
So is that why you didn't choose a white model?
When it comes to, you mean when it comes to creating Shudu? Or?
Yeah, your digital.
One of the factors was that we already have so much media that is pushing and kind of representing kind of white beauty. I mean, like, you work in a magazine, any magazine, and it's kind of in your face. What I don't see, especially as a 3D artist and within 3D art, is a lot of positive representation of dark-skinned Black women, and I wanted to kind of help with that when it comes to 3D art, and kind of create art that was really positive and uplifting.
As I spoke about earlier, erasure and, Black women just making sure that what we bring to the table naturally, we're able to profit off of, and how, we have to literally fight for that. Like, we have to fight for representation. We have to fight for our spots. And someone like Shudu, who is beautiful, someone like Shudu, she comes along. She's the new era of technology. But the issue is that will then take work and jobs from Black models who look like Shudu, but these models are, they want to commit suicide. These models want to bleach their skin. These models are not treated and glorified like Shudu. So do you feel like Shudu can add to the erasure of Black women as far as, like, opportunities?
All I can say is that through every kind of step of the way when it comes to projects, I kind of try to involve Black women, as much as possible, and I think that is one of the most responsible things that you can do when you're kind of working in the space. I do think they are totally different. I think people are always going to love real models of kind of digital. I think Shudu is just kind of a one-off case because she is the world's first digital supermodel. I think it's a very unique case. And I think used responsibly, I don't see this impacting opportunities of other people. I would hope that to see positive representation in 3D art. I mean, I'm not talking about fashion because I know we have real models that we can use for kind of fashion pictures and real photos. When it comes to 3D art and kind of 3D media, I would hope that, like, a positive representation of a Black woman would be something positive. But I think used responsibly, this shouldn't impact the opportunities of real models at all. In fact, from what I've seen, it has helped create them, and it has led to opportunities for models that I've worked with when I do create the art of Shudu.
Okay, so you said you work with Black models. So Shudu is a Black model. Like, you hired a Black woman to be like Shudu's. Can you explain that?
So kind of day to day, like the projects where I'm kind of, well, I wouldn't say projects, but pieces of art that I create are entirely 3D. But when it comes to working with real clothes, I'll have to work alongside a real model. And I've done this several times with real models, and they kind of stand in as Shudu and wear the clothes. And of course, they're kind of hired. They're happy to do this. One of the problems with the fashion industry, you might model for one brand one day, it means you can't model for the other the next. So sometimes being anonymous isn't a bad thing if you can make some money off of that and you're happy with that situation. So, which is what I found with my models. So sometimes she's entirely 3D when I'm just kind of creating art from home and not kind of being paid for that. And sometimes she actually has a stand-in model.
Okay. So basically her 3D gigs. So let me ask you, do you get more 3D gigs? Like, I really don't even know how that works, honestly. But does she get more 3D gigs versus like a gig where you would have to hire someone to actually stand in for her?
Well, when you talk about gigs, you mean paid, and
yes.
There's only one. The job that I did with Balmain is the only one where she was like fully 3D, and then it wasn't really about Shudu. It was more about me being paid to create the two other models, because it takes me a very long time to create new characters, and I wanted to show that the 3D world could be diverse. You know, it wasn't just, you know, one character. So we created a couple of other different characters. So that was kind of that. Otherwise, Shudu is, I just create art of Shudu in 3D. I don't really do it as paid work, if you know what I mean. It's not a gig. So the gigs that I've done have been with real models.
Can you elaborate a little bit? So Shudu is basically just something that you do for the love of art.
Yeah, to showcase my talent. To when you're kind of learning to do 3D art, probably one of the biggest compliments you can get is that your art looks photoreal. So I want to be like a character designer. You know, I want to be somebody that creates lots of different characters. You know what I mean? That's my focus. I'm not trying to. I don't want to just focus on Shudu. I mean, it's great that she's had the success that she had, but that's not going forward my intent, if you know what I mean. I want to be a character designer. I want to create different characters for different purposes and stuff like that. Very diverse. So yeah.
Did you expect the backlash that you received from the Black community?
I wasn't shocked. No, I think anyone that's kind of aware of kind of things that are going on politically and kind of with race and kind of tensions across the world, like I don't think it would be shocking to receive backlash because, you know, the headlines, I mean, it's so easy, you know, it's like white man creates black model, if you know what I mean. It's
right.
So no, I wasn't really shocked, but I mean, I love kind of creating this art, you know, I kind of love what I do, and I have some people that support me and who know me, and so I decided to carry on, you know.
So Shudu is, you said, South African inspired?
Yeah, so of course with her inspirations being Ndebele with the necklaces and coming from that tribe, it's kind of more South Africa and that kind of regions. So yeah.
There's a lot of beauty in South Africa, but there's also a lot of issues in South Africa as well. Have you given back to the origins of your creation?
To this point, not at this point. I mean, I don't know the origins of some of the models that I've worked with, so I mean, it's not a question that I tend to ask. Do you know what I mean? At this point, no, but I did have plans. I mean, it's all about timing, and this has come around so quick. If you get what I mean, it's like I have so many plans for the future that are really, really positive, and do give back to certain communities. But it's not that easy, if you know what I mean. It's not, you can't just pluck something out of a hat and just be like, oh, I'm going to donate X amount here. You know, it has to be something that you believe in, that's meaningful. And I have been planning for the last year to kind of visit Africa. I have friends in Nigeria, like I said, the stylist who originally shared Shudu's posts that I want to meet, and travel around and kind of photograph people and show how they were kind of involved in Shudu's story, and make sure that they're obviously getting credit for what they're doing.
Why should we support this?
I'm not saying you should at all. Every individual, you know what I'm saying? It's not, you know, I'm not out here, you know, oh, support me. You know, I just want to explain who I am, give you an idea of my intent, give you an idea of kind of like just who I am, you know, so be honest. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying I want you to understand some of the reasons why I kind of created you. I want you to understand kind of where I see this going and what I want to do with you in the future. And if you choose to support me, that's amazing. Like, I love that. But if not, then I support that. But as long as you have the facts in hand, I totally support it. Do you know what I mean? One thing I can't stand is when people are kind of coming at me with really inaccurate kind of things that they're saying. And it just kind of like, it's just frustrating because you're like, you just really want to explain, you know, actually that kind of things are wrong. Do you know what I mean? And so as long as you kind of have the facts, then it's up to you whether or not you choose to support me or not. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, I got my information from the interview that you did. And, you know, they did say in the interview that they didn't know how much you made off of Shudu, but that little Michaela makes millions. So, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not at Lil Miquela's level. So when it comes to that sort of thing, definitely not in the millions. It's like in the tens of thousands. And that is also including my work. You know, I'm not, that isn't just like Shudu, you know, my work is as a character designer. I'm often paid to just create characters or to create other 3D art, if you know what I mean. So, I'm definitely not on that pay grade. Maybe in the future as a character designer, but that's one of the other things that's quite inaccurate.
Okay, but would you say that Shudu is one of your biggest creations financially out of your characters?
I would say it's on par. I know that's kind of an off answer, but yes, she would probably be yes, yeah.
So what did you mean on par?
Well, I've done other partnerships. With Danny with KFC, and Bren with Smart. So there are kind of other things I was paid by Balmain to create 2 additional models, which is totally separate. Probably say yes, she is kind of above the kind of other models that I represent.
Interesting. Why do you feel like Shudu is so like highly praised, yet we have black models? And you even said, you know, a lot of designers or whoever, you know, they don't want to work with black models. But if it's a digital model, sure, let's hire her. Why do you think that is?
From my perspective, I think times are changing. I do think brands do want to work with real black models, like that. But that's my opinion. It doesn't really count for much in this discussion. But you know what I mean.
It was about a month ago where Jack, she's a supermodel. You know, she was crying and she said, if I commit suicide, it's because of the agency. So it might seem like things are changing. You know, maybe the racism is a little more, you know, it's a whisper instead of a scream, but we still, as black women, we still feel the effects of it.
You still feel effects of it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I say my opinion doesn't really matter so much, because it's the opinion of models like a Jack that do count, you know? I mean, all I can say is that I assessed everything that comes through Shudu to make sure that it is something that can be positive. I have no interest in contributing negatively to any side of the industry that you know is like that. So it's really more a personal thing than giving you a kind of definitive answer, if you know what I mean. Things I'm more focused on as a company is kind of finding how this can actually fit within the fashion industry without such a negative impact. I think you have to have a moral stance as a company. You have to have limits. You know, it's all well and good thinking of companies as kind of soulless and everything like that, but it's not the case. They're run by people. And I would like to think that I'm quite, you know, that I think about these things, you know, and I'm quite considerate. And I want to make a positive impact, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Also, we've been on for 24 minutes. I think you pretty much answered every question.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, any final words that you wanted to have?
I just want to remind people that it's all about time, and in the very short time, like I've been in this position, I haven't really had the time to showcase the positivity, if you know what I mean. Had the time to implement some of the plans that I have, and I feel that it's such a shame to kind of have this backlash now, have this criticism now, because I just feel like maybe some of the stuff that I've had planned for a while might seem like I'm doing it to defend myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm just worried that it's going to impact on that, and you know, I just would have loved a little bit more time to kind of showcase the positivity and kind of show people that this isn't something that's horrible or terrifying or anything like that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I think, you know, with the climate of today's society, like, people can tell when you're doing something from a genuine stance. You know what I mean? When you just put it out there, like, I think in the beginning is actually a great time to show, you know, okay, this is who she is, this is who I am, this is our motive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you came on here to interview. I don't necessarily agree with everything, but I'm looking forward to seeing more positivity from Shudu. Like you said, she is an inspiration for so many, younger girls who are more into the technology era. So I think it's just all about, just incorporating real Black women, because she is, she's us, we live in this skin, and our skin is not always appreciated. So as long as you're appreciating, real Black women through what you do, I don't think people will have a problem with it.
Exactly. And like I said before, I just want people to make up their own minds with actually hearing from me and kind of hearing my side of this, you know what I mean? And I'm really, really hoping that Shudu can kind of be more of an amalgamation of different people. She doesn't just have to be one person. There's not just one model that's going to step into her shoes. There could be many models, there could be many people who write for her and tell her story and kind of speak in her place, and that's the kind of future that I want to see, where she's an amalgamation of lots of different people, and I think that can be a beautiful thing, and hopefully in time I get to showcase that. So thank you for having me on, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to kind of speak with you and your audience.